dude, look at the way this is written. So it says President Donald Trump, Monday at 5:43 a.m. Like they time stamped it. Like, look how early our president wakes up and writes to you.
The thing that's funny to me is, so he's saying it's 5:47 a.m. Does that mean that he got up and like ate breakfast and had a shower at 4 a.m.?
You know
or does that mean that he rolled out of bed and he was like, yeah, the fucking left.
He woke up in like a cold
My
sweat.
fellow Americans. Oh shit, what were those amounts again?
Yeah, you just kept forgetting.
2024.
That's awesome.
They call Joe senile.
He's like, dear fellow
My
Americans.
man really got done face staring down his sleep paralysis demon and then rolled out of bed in like a fucking angry stupor to rant against Joe Biden for 4 pages.
Stand by for the opening night of the National Television Service.
Okay, Megan, put it on me. God, you know what the problem is? Is like we'd never start like this. This is like how an actual show starts, where you like just have to fucking be on. This is how I feel whenever I do those radio calls, and they're like, "All right, so you ready? Yeah," and they just go straight into it. And it's like, okay, psychopath, you just like change who you are in like 5 seconds. Super uncomfortable. But anyways, today we're going to be looking at. We're going to be comparing presidential merch, as well as we're going to be looking at the propaganda that I get sent from both the Democratic and Republican parties. I like to collect presidential buttons, both sides. If there's like a historically significant third party, I like to collect those as well. And so to do this, you have to give these campaigns your email and your address and a bunch of personal information that we'll go over that's kind of interesting. And then they just, once they know that you give them a little money, they're like, oh, we found one. And then they like go after you, and it's insane. And I'm excited to compare the two of them to like, you take whatever political stance you want. I'm going to try to stay in the middle as possible and be as objective as possible, because I think there is genuinely something to extract from the way these two campaigns try to raise money and the means that they go about doing it. And I think that you standing where you do politically, you're going to be very pleased, because it's fucking the way that Donald Trump tries to solicit donations. Like once you go to their website and you've given them a little money, it's borderline like you downloaded a virus. Like it's insane what happens to your computer. And then, or what happens on your tab, right? And then you go to the Joe Biden campaign, and it's much more normal and like what you would expect from a political campaign. But there's definitely some fucking silliness on their side too. And I think it'll be fun to look at like what you can genuinely extract from the way these two parties are raising money. And then also I think comparing the merch is going to be fun too. I think it's going to be fun to like go through and like some of the shit's fucking wild. Some of it you could totally predict, but I think we're going to have a good time. I think it's going to be fun.
I've gotten, so 2 questions.
Yes.
How many text messages do you get every single day?
Okay. So as someone, I contributed, they keep telling me that in the year 2020, I contributed a total of $54. Oh, they tell you that?
They tell me that at
in
least.
A text message?
They say last year you gave $54.
You gave $54. Why'd you give $54?
I see, not all at once. That felt like.
Did you buy something, or you just gave them money?
No, I probably would have just given them money at some point. Yeah,
I
think
I'm like a Pokemon collector.
In 2020, it would have been more of like, because like Donald Trump was president, so I think there was more of like an urge in me to get him thrown out of like office, because it was like that bad to me, and now I'm just getting like a little tired of like being sold shit. Well, also
Are they still texting you for 4 years?
Constantly, yeah.
For 4 years?
So not for 4 years straight. They have
occasionally.
They text you during the midterms. After the debates, they blew up fucking crazy. Like the whole day after the debate, I got like like, I shit you not, like 9 minimum text messages from like 9 different numbers. And a lot of them, like 4 of them are like, "Hey, it's Joe." Like
Come on, have you gotten the "Hey, it's Jimmy Kimmel, I'm interviewing Joe Biden"?
I've
you got the Jimmy Kimmel
"Hey,
one.
it's Jimmy Kimmel." Apparently, like, and then they'll talk about something that Donald Trump did, or sometimes they'll be like just cool enough. They'll like try and show like, "Yeah, we're the hip party." Like, they'll text me like, "Donald Trump lied his fucking ass off in the debate last night," and it's like, "Oh, okay, you guys are serious about this. No malarkey from this candidate. I like it."
So I want to share this text message because it explains why. So I'm going to edit and upload this video tonight. This is the most live-ish episode of The Other End of the Candle that's ever been released.
Fuck it,
because
we'll do it
as
live.
soon as that debate happened and people have been slowly turning on Joe Biden, in the back of my head, because I'm going to actually purchase buttons from both sides today, I've been like waiting to buy them. And in the back of my head, I was like, oh fuck, Joe Biden's going to drop out and I'm going to miss out on buying like limited edition Joe Biden dropout merch. Like sincerely, in the back of my head, I've been panicking for like a week because I've been like, please hold out. I need to buy.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, we should have filmed this right away because that's what I was
it's
thinking.
whatever.
That's the thought in my mind after I stopped worrying about our country for a second. I was like, okay, well, let's start thinking about number 1 again. Like, I bet a lot of people are talking about this. I could really monetize some content around this genuine issue in our country.
Well, did either of you guys notice that, like, on YouTube, you get commercials or whatever when you're going through YouTube Shorts, and it was Biden, and he was like, "Please, I need just $5," and I would just always swipe away. After the debate, there's an Obama one. The Biden one's gone. It's Obama on there going, "Please donate to the Democratic Party." It's Obama. He's so old now.
I've seen the
that was a
Obama
very
ones.
racist impression of Obama, Megan.
No, it wasn't.
I'm just joking.
Wasn't even doing his voice.
I thought it'd be funny. Fuck you guys.
No, you just lay. That's Zach's. Like he likes making you a little uncomfy.
But she didn't do anything. Right? It was funny.
no, exactly.
She just did Megan's voice.
No, I know.
Megan's impression of Obama is Megan.
You just make people go, "What?"
I had to think about it.
You
Yeah,
literally, she had a Biden moment when you said that. It's like, that's racist. And she was like,
Okay, so you want to read this? Or sorry, I'll read this one. I've also found one big difference. Joe Biden's kind of like the Bing. I don't know if the Bing of the political campaign. Have you ever used Bing? Whenever you search something, Microsoft did this campaign where they had people Google something and then Bing it and then say which search result they liked more. And all Bing did was they had whatever images came up, they had that start at the top of the list. So when you Bing something, you got like a pretty photo and then the results. Whereas with Google, it's just the results. And so everyone was like, oh, I like this one because it's got a photo. And they're like, it's Bing. They're like, maybe use that. Joe Biden always hits me up with a fucking photo or a GIF or something like that. But this one I just got this an hour and a half ago, and it's he's addressing the haters, as Joe may say.
that's how he would put it, yeah.
I think so. He said, Zachary, it's Joe Biden. I understand you can't turn on the television or get on the internet without seeing some pundit talking about how I need to drop out of the race. Nonsense. I want you to ask yourself, what have these people been right about lately? Seriously, think about it. They were wrong in 2020. They were wrong in 2022. They were wrong when they said we couldn't take on the NRA or Big Pharma or Big Oil. Forget the pundits. As long as we are in this together, me and you, not only are we going to beat Trump again this November, but we are going to go on and do what many think is impossible in my second term: codify Roe, ban assault weapons, expand Social Security, and more. But I can't do this alone, and I've never needed you more than I do today. Everyone is looking to see if the grassroots support we need to win this is still there. I've seen it since the debate, but we have to keep going. So please, can I count on you to contribute $60 or whatever you can afford directly to my re-election campaign and our party today? The amount isn't as important as the number of people donating while everyone is paying attention.
I wish I could write something that eloquent while asking my dad for $60. With all I've done for the family, $78. Yeah.
So that's an example of a Joe Biden text message. And then a Donald Trump text message it'll say from Trump in all caps. And it'll say, please, exclamation point, I'm choosing your next VP soon. It could be tomorrow. Before I pick...
We read every exclamation point in that text message.
My bad. It could be tomorrow, exclamation point. Before I pick, comma, I need to hear, all caps, your choice, and then a link. And the one before that says from Trump, not in all caps.
He types like his base types on Facebook.
From Trump, I would, all caps, never, lowercase, leave Zachary hanging. We, caps lock, sold out, lowercase, of black, all caps, MAGA, lowercase, shirts, but I saved one just for you. All caps, claim, and then a link.
Oh my God.
Okay, and that was on Friday. And then
They know you. They know you only wear black.
Well, no. It's the buttons. By the way, I think they took me for $20.24. So I thought I was buying a button, but I think it was just a donation that qualified me for buying the button or something like. Dude, it's fucking bullshit. We'll talk about it later. All caps from Trump, lowercase. There's only 12 all caps hours left. ... Lowercase to claim my caps lock MAGA lowercase trucker hat for July 4th. This would look great on you. See all caps and then the link. And so it's very like,
I think to me, my favorite is just this would look really good on you, because that's what I say whenever someone buys a horrible, horrible pair of sunglasses.
And you also get them to give you $60.
And I also, yeah, give me that.
All right, so that's the first part of it is the text messages that you get. All of my
text messages are very sad and pleading from the Democratic Party. Like sometimes it's like, hey, it's Joe. You know, we gotta keep taking him on, right? Gotta keep the fight going. And a lot of the time, it's like, I am so disheartened you didn't answer our last survey. I thought you cared about this country. Yeah, I guess Trump's gonna win because of you.
This is your fault. I really want to find Zachary. It's President Joe Biden. Let me be clear. I'm running. I'm the Democratic Party nominee. No one is pushing me out. I'm not leaving. I'm in this race till the end. By end, he means his death. And we are going to win this election. If you are able to pitch in a few bucks, yada, yada. I want to find the Jimmy Kimmel. Oh, here we go. Hey, it's Jimmy Kimmel. I'm interviewing President Biden and President Barack Obama with special guests George Clooney, Julia Roberts, and more. And you're invited. Pitch in any amount, and you'll be entered to win a trip to LA to meet a pair of presidents and 2 movie stars. And later, fucking, hold on, I think I got a text from George Clooney too. Hi, folks, it's George Clooney. I'm proud to support President Biden and Vice President Harris, and I'm asking you to join me. Pitch in today for a chance to meet myself and Julia Roberts, President Biden and President Obama.
If he had ended that text with bat nipples, then maybe I would have contributed some money.
Okay, so so for the next segment,
I've seen the bat nipples.
I've
right?
gotten. I was going to move on and let you have it. I have no idea what you're referencing.
Oh, bat nipple. Okay, well that's.
Is it?
No. It's just that he's Batman. He's got nipples on his suit. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay. Next part is I've started. So, okay. When I had the idea for this, I initially went through, I bought Joe Biden buttons and I bought Donald Trump buttons. And I check their websites occasionally to see if they drop any new fucking buttons because I want to collect them all. And I saw Donald Trump had a button it was gun owners for Trump. And I was like, that's iconic. So I ordered that. And then I realized, oh, wait, I should do this on the show. But I had already made that second purchase. After the first purchase, where I gave them my information, they started texting me. And the second one, they started sending me mail. And what's wild about this mail, if you'd switch to the mobile camera, Megan, and maybe this isn't as crazy to other folks, but it is to me. There's hand plate. Those are actual stamps, Julian.
So
they have an actual volunteer that places.
No, my mom was actually going to do that. They have people volunteer to write handwritten letters to make it look like the candidate cares more.
Yeah,
it's all a fucking trick.
Wild. Like this is how they trick your grandparents. But so I got a letter. Oh no, I didn't cover that fucking address. I'm so dumb. Cool. Okay. So I got one letter from President Donald J. Trump. And I also got one from his son for some reason, because that's going to convince
Eric?
me.
No,
Eric. From Eric.
Did it even do John Jr.'s?
Yeah, it wasn't even the firstborn.
Well, I bet Eric wrote that one himself then. He didn't get, no one's volunteering for fucking Eric.
Well, you want to see personalized? I'll show you personalized. Hold on, this shit's crazy. Well, let me open. I'm going to start with the Donald Trump one because it's the most wild. So you open it up, and there's 2 pieces of paper. This one is just like him asking for money. But dude, look at the way this is written. So it says, President Donald Trump, Monday at 5:43 a.m. Like they time stamped it. Like, look how early our president wakes up and writes to you, dear fellow American. And this shit is like it goes on for a bit. So if this gets slow and monotonous, just interrupt me.
Keep going.
Okay, cool. Dear fellow American, I'm gonna zoom right here. I'm up early to write you this private letter so that absolutely nothing interrupts me. In fact, this may be the most important letter I've ever written. You see, I take it very, very personally that crooked Joe Biden is running the America that you and I made great. Oh, fuck, I'm ruining the America that you and I made great again. In my 4 years as president, we restored America to greatness. We built the greatest economy the world has ever seen. We delivered huge tax cuts and reforms. We are building a strong, beautiful wall, making migrants remain in Mexico and securing our border. We were tough on Russia, China, and Iran, and Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea, and they wouldn't dare mess with us. Oh, fuck.
I just want to point out, look at the randomly capitalized words like crooked and wall. And it just like weird
You know,
stuff.
it's funny.
Wall
I do that exact same shit in every rough draft I write.
Yeah, look, wall is capitalized. Look at the we.
I think it's
like
just
it's a
like
name.
an egotism thing is how I've assessed it in myself.
Really?
I always think
for
of
me,
it
it's
just
where
like I think this word is super important.
That crooked Joe Biden.
Crooked.
The beautiful wall.
For me, it's whenever I start a thought, like if I pause to think and I
Yes.
start typing in, that's when I capitalize something.
I do that all the time, or I'll like the main point of my thought. I'll be
you
like,
can
oh,
switch
this
to Julian while he's talking.
I'll be like, oh, this sentence is about popsicles. So I'll be like, he ate the popsicle. Like, I have no clue why I fucking do it, but it's just an instinctual little thing. I probably do it the most, like you're saying, when I have a break in my thoughts and pick up again.
In just over 3 years, Biden has destroyed all of this. He's made America weak. He's tanked our economy and spiked inflation. He's opened our borders and let in deadly drugs, violent criminals, and vicious terrorists. He has put America last. The one thing he has put first is taking me to court. Crooked Joe Biden and his out-of-control, corrupt liberal prosecutor pals have sicked the justice system on me. It's nothing but politics by different means, and their entire purpose is to keep me out of the White House. They want to seize my great iconic assets, tie me up in court and off the campaign trail, and stifle my campaign.
I don't know why when you say seize my great iconic assets, it's just Joe Biden just grabbing a little ass.
With liberal-
just touching, grabbing his ass a little bit.
Would the word liberal normally be capitalized like that?
No.
No, right? That's
The only
weird.
things that get capitalized are names, places, which I guess a place is a name, and then
noun.
the beginning of a sentence.
Even in political science terms, that's wrong because, I mean, if we're getting this, no thought was put into this in this regard. Big L liberal means liberal, like not authoritarian, like like really bare bones, like not
liberal with a capital L means something different than liberal with a lower L.
Liberal means like so there's like liberal, like big L liberal. There are big L liberals who are both on the left and on the right. Like it means like enlightenment thinking, kind of like you don't believe in the feudal system. It's like really like basic, not quite you don't believe in the feudal system, but it's like a really basic, like universally shared values. We are almost all in America big L liberals. We all believe in our personal freedom to some extent.
Are you talking about the phrase big L liberals, or are you literally talking about the word liberal with the capital L?
So the word this is what we call it in political science is all
You
I'm
call
saying.
it big L L liberals?
We would say the term big L liberals, meaning as opposed to little L liberals are like the liberals we all think about and talk about, are people who are left of center, people who want progressive values. And then big L liberals are like the founding fathers. Are big L liberals, like Enlightenment thinkers,
I'm
anyone who adheres to that same type of like philosophy. Keep going.
But when you say that, you literally mean the word liberal with a capital L.
Yes.
It's not the phrase. You don't say, well, big L liberals versus little L liberals.
You would say it to like clarify, but in your writing, you would say it's So I'm trying to think. No, that phrase big L liberal is kind of a shorthand. You wouldn't typically write that in like a super formalized paper. It's more of a context thing. Or it's not more of a...
Well, you can't capitalize a word that you're speaking. You can't go liberal. Like you have to say...
It would be so yes, I think that's part of the reason is when you say it, but it's also when you're speaking it would be largely inferred by context. Like if I said, "Oh, Thomas Jefferson is, Thomas Jefferson's liberal ways of thinking," the context there would be more like Enlightenment thinking and like the initial bare bones of like democracy and the thinking that we all adhere to now, rather than like Thomas Jefferson was like fucking LGBTQ. Like it's not about that. Or
so
I'm gonna move on.
Trump
this is
didn't mean
niche,
a big L liberal. He probably meant regular.
No,
liberals.
he totally did. This is not defending him. He totally didn't mean it. He just capitalized it. He meant liberal like we all say it. But I was just saying we use the term differently in political science.
Okie dokie. Well, in America, we don't. No, I'm kidding.
America, we use words that make sense. We're straight talkers.
Crooked Joe and his allies have orchestrated every step of this election interference gambit. It's nothing but politics. I'm fighting back because I learned growing up in New York City that you stand up to a bully, or they'll just keep. Here's the problem.
Please.
You think it's 2 pages. It's actually 4 pages. So I don't really want to. I feel it's just.
No, I was gonna say you should stop filming it. I don't think we get anything out of seeing it. I think it would be better if you put all your energy into reading it with fucking emphasis wherever it was needed.
That's making a mockery of it. I'm very interested in genuinely observing what they are doing. Yeah. Rather than like doing it in a silly Donald Trump voice.
I guess to me, no, you don't want to do it in like, I'm not saying like go like full like
I want to see the
or
bullet points.
do it in like a Republican voice. I'm genuinely fascinated with this as a historical document of this is an actual piece of propaganda that President Donald Trump sends to his supporters to try to garner support and money. I am fascinated by
read the closing
genuine attempt.
No, show the bullet points because I think those are interesting.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
That was on the second page there.
Yeah, I got you. While my court cases are making headlines as we embarrass and defeat these pathetic political hack prosecutors, the Biden regime is weaponizing the DOJ to come after concerned citizens like you. They're coming after conservatives. Oh, so this is the first bullet point.
You can show it, right? Like.
Oh, well, sure, but
I like looking at it.
Yeah, because you're never mind. They're coming after conservative. Oh, you know what I might be able to do? Julian, you're gonna be on camera.
He's already on camera.
Okay, you know what I mean. They're coming after conservative parents at school board meetings. They're sending spies into Catholic churches. By the way, what does that one mean? I read that. What spies are they sending into the Catholic Church?
Always bring your gun to church.
The people that tell on the priests. I don't know.
The ones that are ratting out the pedophiles. That camp. You're being silly.
They're sending spies into the Catholic.
I know if anyone. I'm sure Prucrafter will be able to tell us what the spies are that are being sent.
Prucrafter's always got something to tell us. Bro's Googling this shit. There's no way he has this wealth of knowledge. I'm calling you. There's no way you're like answering my political science points with like your own points that you fuck you, man.
They're trying to force companies to silence us on social media. They were arresting and holding patriots hostage, which I can only think is like the January 6th people. We were going to stop them by doing what we're great at. Winning. With your help, we're ahead in the polls in the key battleground states, and we're ahead in national polls. We've built a grassroots army of nearly 100 million Americans who are fired up to get out the forgotten majority vote. I don't even think 100 million people voted in the last election. Will you look that up, Megan? Yeah. Will you check how many, or Julian, you can look it up. Like look up how many people voted.
50 million people.
Because he pulled that number out of his fucking ass, dude. Crooked Joe and his unhinged Trump-hating backers can see it all falling apart on them. As a direct result, they're twisting arms and calling in blood money from every woke billionaire, Hollywood liberal, and radical special interest group that owes him a favor. They've already socked away pledges for $1 billion, and the left-wing power brokers with inside knowledge have told... Number 3. The press, they're on track to raise an unprecedented $2.5 to $3 billion for the sole purpose of tearing me down. The situation is stark. Our first ad buy for the general election was $300,000. The Biden cabal was $3 million, 10 times ours. I like that too, with three exclamation points. The Biden cabal is, I haven't heard him say that, but that's very funny. We're at risk of being swamped by a dirty green wave of cash, and they cannot intimidate me. Sounds like you're intimidated, bro. He's like 10 times ours, 3 caps, not intimidated. That's why I've ordered my campaign and the Republican National Committee, in parentheses the RNC in case you're too fucking stupid, to join together, combine forces, and form the National Trump Committee, the TNC. This historical coupling of the greatest presidential campaign juggernaut the Republican Party has ever seen and the premier national Republican grassroots organizing committee is going to be our key to victory in November. But the Trump National Committee needs the rocket fuel only grassroots leaders like you can help provide. I never do anything small, and this is no exception. I mentioned earlier we've built a campaign army approaching 100 million Americans already. If I can count on just 1 in 10 grassroots supporters like you to send the Trump National Committee at least $100, Jesus Christ. Do you understand that, like, minimum wage, like, they're asking for a quarter of your paycheck, bro? The church doesn't ask for a quarter of your paycheck. We will wipe, depending on how much money you make.
Yeah, America, historically, if you added, like, a 5% tax onto someone's drink, they would shoot you. Yeah. And now he's asking for $100 every single letter.
Here's what these both campaigns say, like, we're gonna save you money on taxes, and then once they do it, they're like, now give us the money you saved on taxes, you broke bitch.
You owe it to us.
At least $100. We will wipe out Crooked Joe's fundraising advantage overnight. Of course, I know, thanks to Bidenomics, not everyone is in a financial position to send $100 or more. They always tack on the or more. Even so, if you can at least make a gift of $47 to show your commitment to electing me as the 47th president of the United States and the Republican victories up and down the ballot, it will make a real difference in neutralizing the Democrats' green wave. We have to ramp up our preparations for the 2024 election like never before because the Democrats' pathetic anti-Trump tactics backfiring on them left and right.
I love how they come up with these numbers. Like, they don't just pick a round number. They try and, like, do a little more.
Play on your emotions. The 47th president. They also ask for, dude, just wait. They'll be like, or donate $2,024 for 2024. It's like, sure.
I didn't even think they were doing this. Just trying to trick people with fucking angel numbers. Like, oh, if I send 47, then that's lucky.
No, it's because he's the 47th president.
No. I get that, but I'm saying, like, so is that is where they're getting that number from. I thought it was rather arbitrary. If they're like, look, I've whittled it down as much as we can after the fees, or practically losing money accepting that $47, but we'll take it from you just to get you that t-shirt, Patriot.
We have to ramp up our preparations for the 2024 election like never before, because when the Democrats' pathetic anti-Trump tactics backfiring, that's the fucking word I kept missing, anti-Trump tactics backfiring on them left and right, they're bound to react with a fury and a frenzy like nothing we've ever seen in any modern campaign. This is why I would consider it a personal favor of you. I also find the over please very funny. They're very like...
over please.
They really hold your hand.
You've never read a letter before? Flip it over. There's more words over on that page.
I would consider it a personal favor if you would join me as one of the founding members of the Trump National Committee.
Founding member. numbers.
Sorry. Oh, you did caps lock. Sorry, I thought I mispronounced
No,
something.
it's just
Gotcha,
funny.
gotcha.
Like, why, though?
Please take a moment right now to chip in with an immediate special gift of 100, 250, 500, 1,000, or $2,024 today. Even a gift of $47 is huge. Whether you can send, and then they write it out again backwards. It's really interesting. So look at this. A special gift of 100, 250, 500, 1,000, or $2,024. Even a gift of $47 is huge.
Wait, Donald, what were the amounts I could give again?
Whether you can send 2,024, 1,000, 500, 250, 100, 75, they threw that in there this time, or 47, I want you to know.
Don't send the 47, okay, you fucking cheap ass. At least send the 75 if you're going to send the second least.
This is the single most important thing you can do today to end the Biden regime once and for all. So before you set this letter aside, I would be personally honored and grateful if you would do these two things. Number one, sign the enclosed founding member pledge. Then, and once again, in case you forgot the numbers, use the return envelope provided to rush it back
send how
along
much?
with your generous gift of 47, 75, 100, 250, 500, 1,000, or $2,024 to the Trump National Committee without delivery. And in case you forgot again, whatever the amount, 47, 75, 100, 250, 500, 1,000, or 2,024. Every dollar you send right now is absolutely vital to establishing this momentum in our favor. Please know that I'm already deeply thankful in anticipation of your generous gift of, no, I'm joking, of any and every amount. That's right, send all of those. As long as you and I are staying together, we can put an end to the crooked Joe Biden regime and make America great again. Sincerely, Donald. That's what the sound waves.
That's one hell of a fucking
PS.
PS.
Yeah. PS. Believe me. Oh my God, there's numbers down there at the bottom again. I already see it. They're hitting us with the numbers again. Believe me, the vile. Oh God, I'm trying to hold together. The vile America last.
I hate liberals, but I also hate remembering numbers.
Yeah, look at his signature, though. That's a lot of like triangles.
No, it's always
very Illuminati.
People talk about how it is very Illuminati. How many triangles are in that bitch?
There's like 5.
For the 5
Hold on. No,
pyramids.
guys. I know how many triangles are. There's either 47, 75, 100, 250. Believe me, the vile America Last campaign, Crooked Joe, and the radical Democrats orchestrated. Why do I keep saying that? Orchestrated to tie me up in court, and their scorched earth efforts to tear me down with lies and character assassination barely scratch the surface of what they're capable of doing to keep the White House, win the U.S. House, and protect their U.S. Senate majority this November. I truly need your support today. Please rush back your founding member gift of 47, 75, 100, 250, 500, 1,000, or $2,024 to launch the Trump National Committee right away. Thank you. And that is what they are sending your grandparents.
So you're like confused about all the times that he says like the different amounts of money.
My grandma. Sorry, go ahead.
My grandma donates money to like dogs dying and horses being abused and all that. That's what that looks like. That's what her mail looks like. Over and over and over again, they ask her for like certain amounts of money. She gets letters in the mail where they'll literally send her like a $5 bill or like nickels and dimes. And they'll be like, here's an envelope, just send it back. I'm like, what the fuck did you send it in the first place? They want her to send it back with like more nickels and dimes and $5 bills.
And we send that to the next person.
But it works because she does it and then she gets more and she gets put on a list. You're on a list now, bud. So,
I am for sure. Dude, my mailman thinks a lot of me, I'm sure. Because they're just so blatantly Eric Trump. Did you guys enjoy that?
You're the ideal undecided voter. I did. I feel like that. I want to talk about it for a second.
Yeah, go for it.
I feel like you're the ideal undecided voter. Like if both these campaigns knew you're getting the other one, they're like, oh fuck, we got it. If you lived in Ohio, imagine if you actually lived in like Ohio or some shit. Like this is just for raising money. If it were convincing you for your vote, like fucking imagine. Like they're assuming they already have your vote. It's interesting that in sales, so much of it is repetition. You can see that, and it feels like stupid little animal tricks. but it really is just like the difference between like I'll point out to people how they're saving $30 and you'd think, because I think like, oh, that statement is obviously designed to trick you. I clearly want you to buy something. Maybe not fully trick, but it's at least designed to persuade you that you're getting a really great deal. And it sounds really silly, but just by like stating those facts plain and simple, you do better with a statistical sampling of people. So I just think it's interesting. It's interesting to me how whether or not you're trying to buy like a handbag for clout or trying to decide what you're going to eat for dinner or deciding who you're going to vote for. And this is not the most original thought in the world, but it's all fucking sales and it's all fucking like money games.
I think it reminds me of QVC commercials my great grandmother watches.
Yep.
Or it's just constantly, or it reminds me of like the end of like a medication commercial where it's like, ask your doctor if blah, 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 and then it like spits out like 2 paragraphs at you super, super fast.
Ask your doctor if you could give 47, 75, 100, 500, 1,000, or $2,024.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's not $2,000. It's 2024.
We discussed that.
I know, but like every time. It's interesting.
Well, yeah, they're not going to change except for the time they added 75. Because in case 100's too much, but 47's, kind of for poor people.
47 feels like you're not a real patriot, but 100 is like, with Bidenomics going on and everything, how are you going to afford that?
Exactly. 3 digits is a lot to ask. So did you guys enjoy that enough to go through another one?
Go through another one, yeah.
Okay, cool. So this one
it's interesting to me. I think it's I think we should be more selective about what we read. But like towards the end, that was really great. It was just the intro was, I don't know.
It was probably
we're gonna have to find some way to move
faster.
through it a little faster. But other than that,
I think this one might be.
I like it.
Morning.
Shorter. This one is actually 2 pages. He's not as committed as his father. So the first thing they sent, you'll remember this number, for a check. Eric Trump has donated $47 to electing President Donald Trump, and he sent you proof, you guys. He sent me a check.
Yep.
Now
you have no fucking excuse, dude.
Flip it over to the back where it says...
for deposit only, Trump National Committee. Do not write, stamp, or sign below this line.
Really? It doesn't say
Not
void
really.
or
It
anything
looks
that
like
it
a
isn't
real
like... I mean, because it's not a... May I see it?
Yeah, don't. I want to keep this stuff, so don't fuck it up for me.
Don't gnaw on it.
Yeah.
It does look like a real check, though.
It does. I'm trying to like... So is this for a match? Is this for a campaign match? I'm assuming he's saying that if you... you'll get a 100% match on your donation.
No, so you'll see this. He's just saying, join me in donating $47. And that's just him saying, look,
Hey, Dad, can I borrow $50, please?
It's really going to help you out.
I promise. I've got a really good idea. Yeah, no, it's like when you ask to borrow money to like set up a lemonade stand or some shit, and then you net no profit. It was just an exercise in futility. All right.
You set it over there. Ooh, away from the wet. So Eric Trump, Wednesday morning, no timestamp. He must have been
this guy's
a
fucking
lazy sleeper.
sleeping
This
in.
dude's sleeping in. Otherwise, they would have let us know.
Also, he didn't type it in a typewriter. Like
Right, that's the other thing. If you look at this other one, it legit looks like a typewriter. It's so interesting.
The other
It's
thing,
on purpose.
The thing that's funny to me is, so he's saying it's 5:47 a.m. Does that mean that he got up and like ate breakfast and had a shower at 4 a.m.? Or does that mean that he rolled out of bed? He was like, yeah, the fucking left. Fumbling around.
He woke up in like a cold sweat.
Fellow Americans. Oh shit, what were those amounts again?
Yeah, you just kept forgetting.
2024.
That was awesome.
They call Joe senile.
He's like, dear fellow
My
Americans.
man really got done face staring down his sleep paralysis demon and then rolled out of bed in like a fucking angry stupor to rant against Joe Biden for 4 pages. And he was still like, oh, better print it double-sided.
Just got to save paper. The environment is important.
He's actually taking away business from paper companies right there. If you're really saying fuck the environment, like you should be printing, he should be sending that guy out a like large print font, cardstock, big manila envelope. Like, the man should just be blowing through those fucking trees.
So another interesting to add to your funny little bit about him waking up, his first thing was President Donald J. Trump.
I
Daddy!
think that's supposed to look like the letterhead. You know how some people have like
Yes.
special
Okay, so all of his
paper?
paper just says President Donald J. Trump at the top.
like a lawyer would.
And Eric just says Eric Trump with a little QR code. All right, let's get going, you guys. I wanted this. So I think what we're going to end up doing, I think this episode is just going to be us reading these letters, and then the next one can be us going through and comparing merch. Dear Zachary, my father taught my siblings and me that if we truly believe in a cause, that we should do more than just talk about it. We should put our money where our mouth is. I believe so strongly in the case of restoring America First leadership to the White House by electing President Donald J. Trump that I'm doing exactly that today. To help lay the foundation to elect my father as 47th President of the United States, I made a gift of $47 to the Trump National Committee. And there's the proof, Doug. Zachary, I know loyal patriots like you are steadfast supporters of my father. You poured your heart and soul into the 2016 and 2020 campaigns, and you've stood shoulder to shoulder with him since then to fight in the fight to fend off Biden Democrats and the deep state's partisan witch hunts and hoax trials. That's why I'm asking you to match my $47 check, a copy of which is enclosed with a gift of your own to the Trump National Committee for the 2024 presidential election. Whether it's $47, $55, $85, or even $110, your urgent donation today is critical to not only elect my father president this November, but also
Eric really understands the value of his letter compared to his father's. Like Trump, like third option goes to $500, and Eric's like, or $110 maximum.
but also to electing Republican candidates up and down the ballot who are committed to making America great again. By taking this action right now, you will reaffirm your personal commitment to President Trump and our shared vision to save our country from the powerful forces of the far left. It's clear the Biden Democrats, the deep state, and the fake news media are deeply scared of my father returning to the Oval Office. Through the partisan witch hunts and the sham trials orchestrated by Biden's own thugs, the far left is trying to put my father out of business, or trying to take all his resources that he would otherwise put into his own campaign for the presidency.
When they talk about Biden's thugs, I imagine like a nursing home
Kamala.
full of like, no, it's not even Kamala. I imagine that like he's like the head of this nursing home, Gabe, and then it's like, and it's Trudy. She gives you a poison candy, fucking kiss of death, that woman. And there's Abe. He'll beat you to death with his fucking walker. Or yeah, I imagine like an old folks kind of cartoony, like Al Capone-esque gang.
And everybody in this country, or like Megan, this is just for you, fucking Hank Hill's dad and his boys when they were going to go kill the Cuban guy. Remember, he like rounded up all the fucking World War II vets, and at the end they were like, we're too old for this shit. And everybody in this country universally knows exactly what these people are doing. They want President Trump off the campaign trail to stop him from communicating his positive America First message and how he will restore America's security and prosperity. Next page, please.
Next page, please.
Page 2, Zachary, in case you got confused and opened the letter up backwards. With your support of the Trump National Committee today.
I like how it sounds like you're talking to like an older man. It's like, no, that's page 2, Harold. Try again.
We're going to remind the American people that under my father's leadership, our economy was booming. I'm going to skip this part because I feel like it's kind of just, whatever, I'll read it. Our economy was booming. Unemployment rates were at a 50-year low. Inflation was tame, and millions of Americans were bringing home bigger paychecks and paying less in taxes. Our southern border was not being overrun by millions of illegal immigrants as the wall was being built and executive orders led to the end of catch and release. They're like fish of illegals detained by ICE. Three conservative justices were appointed to the Supreme Court who protected our religious liberties, uphold the rule of law, and interpret the Constitution as it was originally understood by our founders. And America was once again revered on the world stage. ISIS was defeated, and no new wars were started. Because of crooked Joe Biden's tried and failed radical policies since then. Our economy is floundering. Inflation is raging. Crime is surging. Our borders are wide open for an illegal immigrant invasion. Our children are being taught to hate. America and our nation is less respected than ever across the globe.
Because of Trump, though.
Biden's wealthy leftist puppet master... Jesus Christ. Biden's wealthy leftist puppet master's plan on spending more than $3 billion to defeat my father.
Oh, that's what they meant by a green wave.
Yeah.
Kermit the Frog joke.
Oh.
No, puppet.
Oh.
Kermit. I
I
can't
liked
do
it.
that. I can't do the voice like you.
Give me the mask.
I was hoping that you'd vote for Biden.
The White House for 4 more years so they can continue destroying America with their Marxist agenda.
This actually makes it better. Keep going.
Zachary, it's going to take patriotic, loyal Trump National Committee supporters like you going the extra mile. Dude, give me the mask. Hold on. Seriously, give me the mask. This will be hilarious. It's over there.
Right?
Hold on. Pause. Kermit the Frog, Biden's wealthy leftist puppet master's plan. Me on spending more than $3 billion and defeating my father and keep Biden in the White House for 4 more years so they can continue destroying America with their Marxist agenda. It's just turning into Jordan Peterson, the Marxist, the radical left. Zachary.
It does sound so much more like Jordan Peterson when you're talking
Kermit,
politics.
Kermit the Frog. Kermit, it's going to take patriotic, loyal Trump National Committee supporters like you going the extra mile to help President Trump fight back against the Biden Democrats and their far-left allies and ensure he has the resources to win on Election Day. So please match my $47 check today with one of your own for $47. If you can send a gift of $55, $85, or even $110 or more in the enclosed reply envelope, it will go even farther it'll go even farther to helping send my father back to the White House and electing Republicans up and down the ticket.
I'll do this with Biden too. I promise that's the wrong farther. It should be further.
Like, I mispronounced it?
No. He wrote it wrong.
Oh, okay, cool. No worries.
Farther is literal and further is metaphorical.
Dude, I wish I had letters from Biden. They're too fucking, I don't know, they're lame.
They're too fucking Oh, okay. Biden's is just boring. Biden's is like what the president should sound like when he's asking you for money, but he's still asking you for money.
Well, it could also be like I talked about, I've given Trump money twice, whereas I gave Biden money once. So maybe after I buy buttons the second time, they'll like start sending me letters and stuff. Where was I? Thank you in advance for your continued generous support of President Trump and our cause this critical presidential election year. I look forward to hearing back from you soon. Sincerely, Eric Trump. Eric Trump. P.S. Kermit. Ensuring the Trump National Committee has the resources to elect President Trump and elect more America First Republicans this November depends on the action you take right now. That's why I urge you to match my check for $47 with a check or credit card contribution of your own. Any amount you can send, whether it's $47, $55, $85, or even $110, is crucial for helping my father defeat Crooked Joe and the far left.
Get angrier every single second.
Please respond within the next 7 days. Thank you.
And it's just E-Tump.
E-Tump.
If that check had actually been signed by Kermit the Frog, that's not going to help on a hot day like today.
Holy shit.
If that check had actually been signed by Kermit the Frog,
You're just going to repeat yourself?
no matter which candidate, I would,
I'm fucking with you, dog. Oh, you mean sign it Kermit the Frog and just
like
put like a
instead of-
lily pad in there?
if that whole letter had just exact same verbiage from Kermit the Frog, check signed by Kermit the Frog for $47 supporting Donald Trump, that would be a more powerful political message to me.
I think that they can, I've thought about whatever name I give them, they send on these letters and shit. I thought about giving like a like Ted Cruz or like something like goofy, right?
Do do like Pooh Crafter.
Do Pooh Crafter and then find his address. But do you have any closing statements? I thought
do.
that was enjoyable.
I think so. You said about the fact that if you maybe bought more buttons from Biden's campaign, they might start sending you letters. I disagree because I think that they're targeting the boomer audience, like you mentioned earlier. They're targeting our grandparents and our great grandparents because that is who is going to vote for Trump. Biden, on the other hand, I looked at those merch websites with you. Those are targeted not at boomers, but at like young people. It's really like a battle of the ages.
Well, it could also be that I live in Washington, and so Joe Biden is like that meaningless. You know what I mean?
Potentially.
Whereas not that Donald Trump is going to win Washington. That'd be insane. But having a large MAGA present in blue states is valuable nonetheless. So I think he's more incentivized to cater to people in Washington.
But again, Biden also had a YouTube ad. I don't know. I don't.
Oh, I see
Trump,
your
but
point.
do you see what I'm saying? Like it's
sure.
not.
Well, it is
You're right,
interesting
you're
that
right.
he's getting. They probably run a lot more of these ads in like Seattle, in King County, in LA County. We probably get way more Biden ads because that is where the money's coming from.
That makes sense. I didn't think about it that way.
So we're like, we give him the money to run 1 trillion advertisements in Ohio or something like that. He gets all his money from us in California, New York, and whoever the fuck else to go and campaign in the Blue Belt.
Okay, so I'm ready to wrap this. I'm very excited. The next episode that's going to get released tomorrow is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to go through and compare merch from the two campaigns. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's end this and let's hop into that. Okay.
Candles.
Don't stop, we go straight to the top. Don't stop, we go straight to the top. I am that dude. I am that dude. I am that dude. I am that dude. I am that. Don't stop, we go straight to the top. Don't stop, we go straight to the top. And we all going together.